Now, the goal for the Atlanta Falcons coming into this year was to turn the page on that historic collapse in Super Bowl 51 and make that game a distant memory. And you know what? Mission accomplished. Congratulations, Falcons. No one is talking about 28-3 anymore. You know why? Because they're talking about 0-3, Atlanta's record in their last 3 games. 3 games in which they've managed to score a grand total of 41 points, or less than 2 touchdowns a game. So while Matt Ryan fell short of getting a Super Bowl ring last year, he is on pace to be the biggest fantasy bust of the year. Drafted as QB4, he's actually QB22 through 7 weeks, and on Sunday night, he joined an exclusive club of quarterbacks who have failed to throw for 300 yards against the 2017 Patriots defense. How exclusive is that club? It's one person, Matt Ryan. Like he's the only guy not to do it. With road games in 3 of the next 4, I get it if you want to drop Matt Ryan. He hasn't finished top 10 among fantasy quarterbacks since week 1. And you know what? If he can't do it against the Pats defense, who were down several injured defensive backs, who do you feel confident he can do it against, Daniel?
Probably no one.
Thank you for playing the fantasy show Play at Home game, Secret Squirrel. No one is right. Look, we literally tried to find a positive stat on Matt Ryan this year. The best our research team could come up with is he's been a borderline top 15 quarterback the last 2 weeks. I mean, the guy's got just 1 game this year with multiple touchdown passes. Ultimately, I think Matt Ryan will be fine. He's a talented quarterback, of course. He's going to be a usable mid-tier QB2 for fantasy. But he's definitely not the fantasy stud you drafted. And if someone is willing to give you something decent for him, I'd take it. The only 2 Falcons who remain must-starts, Devontae Freeman, Julio Jones. Now, Jones had a nice game on Sunday statistically, 9 for 99 and his first score of the year. But let's look a little bit closer at Julio. Look, you know I'm not crazy about Matt Ryan going forward. And forget the lack of scoring for a second, okay? Entering Sunday, Julio Jones was 19th in targets per game, and he was tied for 17th in receptions per game. Like, even without the red zone stuff, he's not getting tons of looks the way a top 5 overall stud should. Off of this game, however, you might be able to get a top 10 player based on his name value. So if I could get a first-round talent for Julio Jones, I'd make that deal. All the bad news aside, I do have a silver lining for Falcons fans who are worried about a repeat of losing the Super Bowl in a heartbreaking way.